Good stuff. So, Brandon, what's up?
What's up, man? How you been?
Oh, I've been better. Before we get started on this week's episode of Fungi Podcast, we don't do this weekly, do we?
No, kinda. We
on this episode,
we try.
On this installment of the Fungi Podcast, I'm going to tell you a story, Brandon.
Yeah, it's story time with
Story time with
Mr. Nicolosophy.
Mr. Nicolosophy's life philosophies. I quit my job, Brandon.
Yeah, and why?
Well, I'll tell you what, Brandon. I was on my way to work, right?
Okay.
And I knew we were going to have this big meeting where the whole company was meeting in the break room. It's a big break room. There's a lot of people. And I was like, oh, man, I haven't eaten yet. I'm really hungry.
Uh-huh.
So I was like, I'm going to swing by Arby's. Give me a sandwich, give me a milkshake, and then I can put the milkshake up when I'm working for like a half hour before I go to the meeting. Take the milkshake with me. It's in the break room. Because I can't put my milkshake in my locker.
Because it'll melt.
And the locker wasn't big enough. It was a little cubby. It's a little cubby.
Your locker's
it's a little
not
cubby.
big enough
it's big
for
enough
a
for a phone, a wallet, and your safety vest. So I had my milkshake. It was the mint chocolate swirl. The best milkshake from Arby's.
Okay.
I drank about a fourth of it. And I was at my startup meeting before work started. And my boss shows up.
Mm-hmm.
Who, he doesn't usually show up at nights. Because upper management is usually during the day.
Shift, yeah.
But since we were having that big company meeting, he's like, oh, I got to be here for that.
At what time? So this was like right when you
this
got into work?
This is 8:30 at night.
Yeah.
I'm sipping on my milkshake when we're doing our stretches and going over announcements.
Okay.
And then he says, hey, you can't have that on the floor, right? And I was like, I got you, John. I was like, this is going away. I was like, I'm gonna take it to the all hands meeting. He's like, okay. John peels out.
Yeah.
To do whatever he has to do to prepare. And then I take my milkshake into the little office area where I always take my stuff.
Yeah.
Set it down on a desk where I always set my stuff. I'm like, you be good, milkshake. You be good. I'm looking forward to this.
Well, what happened to you putting in the fridge or whatever?
You can't put fast food cups in the fridge. There's a sign that specifically forbids it. I don't know. Spill hazard.
It doesn't make any sense. Okay.
No open containers.
Yeah, because nobody knows how to use a refrigerator
no fast food
cups.
They don't. They don't. So I said goodbye to my milkshake. Well, it was like a see you later. See you in like a half hour. You'll be fine. You're pretty thick right now. It'll be nice to drink you. I go do a little bit of work.
Yeah.
I do a lot of bit of work actually.
In a half hour.
I did. This thing. Okay, so there's these things that I did. Items in pending research, so they can't be sold because there's something wrong with them. I have to go fix whatever's wrong with them or identify the problem. When I left that morning, the day before, so night to morning,
mm-hmm.
I had it down to 100 items in that category.
Yeah.
At 8:30, when I signed into the computer, there was 387.
Jeez.
And before I went to that meeting, I got it down to 110.
Oh my gosh.
I'm pretty good at what I do.
Yeah.
Some say I'm the best there is at what I do.
Best at what I do.
So I go to get my milkshake.
Uh-huh.
I'm expecting to see it right where I left it. Right where I always leave a nice little beverage that I know I can't have out there. So I leave it right there. I open the door, I walk in. There's no milkshake on the table. I look in the trash can, and there's my milkshake.
So why is your milkshake in the trash can?
Let me tell you. Oh, what's that? Recent Windows Defender summary. No threats were found. Oh, cool.
Nice.
Nice.
Clean computer.
So, the desk that I always put my stuff on apparently belongs to my boss. Which, I mean, who cares?
Yeah.
I always put my stuff there because he's not there at night.
Because he's never there, yeah.
Apparently, he doesn't like things being put on his desk. So he took my milkshake. He knew it was my milkshake. Because we talked about
Yeah,
my
because
milkshake.
what?
And he put my milkshake in the garbage.
Okay.
So I went to the all-hands meeting. I sat there patiently. I stared at him the entire time. He avoided my gaze. Because he knew. He knew that I knew.
Yeah. Well, yeah, when you didn't walk into the room with the milkshake after you said you were going to walk into the room with the milkshake.
Yeah. I don't know what he expected to happen. I was very upset. I was near livid. So after the meeting, I walked over to the HR desk and I said, I need to tender my resignation, effective immediately. And they said, what happened? And I was like, I don't want to talk about it.
What? How can you just not give a reason to resign from a job?
I gave no reason. Because the contract I signed in the beginning said that they could terminate me or I could leave at any point with no reason whatsoever.
Okay.
So I enacted that clause. And I bounced. Because I'm a very petty person.
So I have to say, you did not give me the insight as far as you speaking to your boss about this prior. So I thought this was just a random occurrence, and then you decided to quit.
Because he told me I can't have that milkshake out there, and I said, I got you, John.
This
It
was
won't be
just
out
like
there.
your boss knew that it was yours, and he just decided to be sort of a dick about it anyway, when he clearly could have just like moved it somewhere else.
Right? Or just let it be. It's a milkshake sitting on your desk for less than a half hour. Settle down, John.
I mean, I guess he could be angry if you didn't put like a paper towel under it.
I mean, I
it
didn't.
wouldn't just like. Is it a wooden desk?
Yeah.
Yeah, so you would have messed up his desk, possibly, depending on the type of.
It's not like it was his desk. It was the company's desk. They let him sit there. He's upper management, and it's got this like little tiny cubicle wall that barely separates it from the next desk. So like everyone leaves stuff there. But I was confused when I saw no one stuffed there when I put my milkshake down. I was like, doesn't everyone leave their stuff here?
Yeah, I mean, so you just had no idea that it was your boss's desk?
No, I just assumed it was just some desk. I was like, I don't know who sits here, but my drink's going.
I was about to say, I mean, if you talk to your boss, maybe you'd know, like, hey, he's here. Let's not mess with this desk today.
I thought he was cool with me, though. I thought he thought I was a cool guy.
Yeah, well, he probably was until he thought you were going to put a ring stain on his little wooden desk.
Yeah. But still, that milkshake cost almost $4.
Yeah, I mean, I would be angry as well.
I bought another one as soon as I got home that morning. As soon as Arby's opened, I was there.
Just got another milkshake.
I got another milkshake. And I drank it. It was so good. It was so good. I need a job.
Every sip was just saying F you to your old boss, huh?
Yeah. Like, get out of here, John. So I'm jobless. So I really hope this podcast takes off.
Yeah, well.
What you been up to, Brandon?
Nothing. I've been working. How long has this been? I can't remember.
What, this? Right now?
No.
Oh, since I quit?
Yeah. When did that happen?
Last Wednesday? It's been more than a week now.
So not this past... Okay.
It's been a little over a week.
So have you been online trying to apply, or are you just enjoying?
Nope. I didn't have my resume on this computer. I was like, I'm not typing a new resume. Get out of here. And so I had to find the power cord to my old.
Just update it.
I didn't have it on here.
Oh.
This had no record in my resume.
Okay.
Because I got this laptop in like December.
Oh.
And I already had a job. So I didn't think to transfer my resume or anything over to this. That might have been the shortest I've ever worked for someone. Oh, you know what? No, I worked.
No, 'cause
I was
you
a
did that
janitor for
vector.
like 3
Well,
weeks.
you did that.
Oh,
that
I was a knife
salesman
salesman.
thing, yeah.
I
That didn't
still
last too
technically
long.
work for them. I just haven't sold anything in a long time.
Yeah, 'cause all your pay is commission, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
My seller number and everything still works on their website. I checked. I can sell you some knives right now.
So you could,
You want some knives, man?
No,
I can get you that discount.
I don't need.
I'll throw in the
I don't
super
need any
shears, man, for
knives.
free. You want to see him cut a penny?
Sure, but
I'll show
I'm
you
not
after
going
the
to buy them.
podcast. I'll show you after the podcast. I've got my sample kit still. So, how many times did you see Power Rangers?
Oh, I've seen the new movie 3 times now.
It came out Thursday.
Saw it on Thursday with you, saw it on Friday with another group, and saw it this morning with my brother. It was great every time.
It's a really good movie.
Yeah.
That's the review.
Surprisingly good.
It's surprisingly good. I thoroughly enjoyed it. Much better than I expected.
Yeah,
What would you say the story of Mighty Morphin Power Rangers is?
I mean, it is essentially about a group of ragtag teenagers that are brought to some alien spaceship and are told that they need to train to become the Earth's warriors to defend the planet's destruction
Defend the planet's destruction.
by becoming the Power Rangers.
I think they would prevent the world's destruction.
What did I say?
You said defend the world's destruction. Like the world got destroyed. And
They're-
they're like, no,
well,
guys,
well,
look, it had to happen.
Defend the world from being destroyed by the
Defend
evil
the
force.
Earth.
But yeah. Although I guess it's not really about defending Earth. It's
about punching
they kind of
putties.
make it.
It's all about punching
Zordon
puppies,
kind
man.
of just makes it about the Zeo crystal. I don't know if he really cares. I don't know if he really cares about Earth.
I don't know anything about the Zeo crystal.
Yeah, I mean, in the show is just.
I don't remember most of the show except for what we
So
watched today.
It is kind of interesting that when they do find the Zeo crystal in the show, it's like buried under the command center, but like all it does is it was initially just like this one giant crystal, but then it kind of breaks into 5 different pieces, and then that's how they become the Zeo Rangers. That's like at the that's the connection to Mighty Morphin and Zeo is they find the Zeo crystal and they get new suits and everything. And then
Do they go back
it
to the
goes
old
to
suits,
Power
though?
Rangers. No.
Oh, what's Power Rangers
That's-
Zeo about?
It's the same Rangers and Zordon and Alpha against the Machine Empire, King Mondo. But
Excuse me.
but Zed and Rita I think are still sort of out there. I think they like do stuff from time to time, but it's really weird. Not very often though. It's like they kind of just I think it was like the Machine Empire just came in and then Rita and Zed, they all sort of hightailed it because the Machine Empire is pretty powerful.
Can't be more powerful than Lord Zed.
Well,
His brain's exposed, man. That's strong.
yeah, that's true. I mean, yeah, it's kind of weird. Like he has a skeletal structure, he just like happens to not have a
The
skull.
top half of his
Yeah.
skull. Lord Zed is
For
disgusting.
whatever reason,
It's a gross image.
disgustingly great.
He's got no skin. And then his brain's just hanging out.
Yeah,
That's not a kid's show. Come on.
Yeah.
It's gross.
it kind of is.
It pulsated.
Look, mate, look, it's not the craziest thing that's been on a kids show. You ever watch Goosebumps? We watched that. We did watch
Yeah.
a couple episodes of Goosebumps, and that show is crazy.
That show's weird.
Yeah.
There were Say Cheese and Die was a 2-parter, but like not until like 2 years later, like 2 seasons later or something. And so they couldn't get Ryan Gosling back for it, and they recast his character, but it was a younger kid who was like really short, and they recast the other characters too, and they were all like just completely different. Like instead of just having a new story where new kids find the camera, they intentionally tied it in. They're like, these are the same kids. These are the same kids. And it was so bad.
Yeah, I mean, because if it's 2 seasons apart, people probably don't really remember.
You remember Ryan Gosling.
No, not when you're a kid.
He went on to Young Hercules.
I guess. I never watched Young Hercules either.
Whoa, what? He rode a dragon. It only had like 12
Never watched
episodes.
it. That's
It got
why.
canceled pretty quick.
Well, that and I just didn't care about Hercules, so...
Whoa. Hercules is dope.
Yeah, man, I never watched a Disney
Kevin
movie
Sorbo?
as-
Oh, the live action TV
Well, that
show.
or the...
It was real good.
I didn't know who Kevin Sorbo was until he appeared on Supergirl the other day.
Oh, man.
I saw articles like weeks ago where they were like, Kevin Sorbo, star of Hercules, to appear on Supergirl as a villain. I was like, okay, cool. I don't know who this guy is, but whatever, man. If he was Hercules, I guess
He was in Psych.
he's gonna be pretty cool. I didn't watch Psych too much.
You don't watch Psych?
My mom watched Psych though. I didn't watch it.
Kevin Sorbo should have been in Power Rangers.
Maybe it'll be Lord Zed.
That would be dope. That would be really good. No, I think Sylvester Stallone should play
He's
Lord
gonna
Zed.
have. I need to be able to understand Lord Zed and him to have a menacing voice, and that's not gonna work with Sylvester
Stallone can have a menacing voice.
I don't think so.
You ever seen Judge Dredd?
Yes.
He's good with the helmets.
Yeah, I guess, but it's not really a helmet so much as a faceplate.
These new chairs are too squeaky.
You're just moving around too
Yeah.
much in it. But anyway, the new movie didn't have Lord Zed. It had our old pal Rita Repulsa, the old OG.
Some
OG
critics
Power Rangers villain.
criticized the movie for having a villain named Rita Repulsa.
What?
Yeah,
Why?
that was one of the negative reviews. It was like talking about how cheesy it was, and then calling like the main villain is called Rita Repulsa. Come on.
That's what I don't. That's so. Some of these critics are insane. Like there's some critics who actually said that they took themselves too seriously in this movie. And it's like, what did you even watch the movie?
Right?
Like
It's because some people went in expecting it to be really cheesy, like the show, as opposed to it being updated to actually, be enjoyable.
yeah.
Because going back to watch the show now, it's real bad. It's really
No,
bad.
it's still real great.
It does not hold up. It's so bad.
It never held up before either.
It was
like,
always bad.
exactly.
Look, I didn't really watch Power
But
Rangers
it's great.
as a kid. Because Mighty Morphin Power Rangers started like the year before I was born. Like I didn't watch any of it.
Look, it's not like I watched it when I was born in '92. I didn't watch it when I was like 0 years old. Like you don't really
True,
remember things
true.
until you're 3 or 4 anyway. So, but that was when I started watching it. No, I was probably watching it before then, but that was when I could remember it. But
This
yeah,
episode
I don't know how
sucks.
I don't know how. Why?
It's dragging on. I feel like we've been talking for an hour and it's been 18 minutes. Let's
Well, we
focus on the
haven't
new
gotten
movie.
we haven't gotten into anything yet.
You have been
I
sidetracked
don't know why
a lot.
we were fine with your story, and then I don't know. We went from Lord Zed to a bunch of Kevin Sorbo.
Let's talk about Bryan Cranston as Zordon.
Yeah, he was great.
Why don't you tell us a little about Zordon?
So Zordon, unlike in the TV show where he's just sort of this being that lives in this capsule, he actually was a ranger beforehand in this movie storyline.
I don't know what he was in the show. The show never explained what Zordon was.
I mean, so we
He's
know
just a face.
we know
And in
he's
the
from
movie,
he was
some gross thing.
we know he's actually there's actually a guy in there like in the original movie that we watched earlier.
Such a bad movie.
But and he's a guy from the planet Eltar that's I think I don't know if Eltar is actually mentioned in the new movie or not. But we all know that's where he's from. They didn't necessarily change
I didn't know that.
Yeah. Yeah, no, he's a guy from this planet called Eltar.
Oh, cool. Where's Eltar
Yeah.
at?
I don't know.
Oh, all right. What a
Like
dumb show.
the only reason, like Zordon ends up on Earth because that was where Rita went to Rita went to try to destroy the Zeo crystal on Earth. So the Rangers went there, but they died fighting her.
What, in the show?
No, I'm talking about
in the movie?
I'm talking about the movie now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So now we're in spoiler territory for the movie.
No.
Well, I guess not really.
Necessarily. It's
Yeah.
the
opening
it's the opening
sequence
scene,
is the battle to defend the Zeo crystal, and then Zordon hiding those coins.
Yeah.
And then we get some
Hiding
angsty teen drama.
The coins, and they explain what happened to the dinosaurs.
Yeah.
Like that was their
Alpha
story
5
for the
killed
dinosaurs.
the dinosaurs.
Yeah. Alpha 5 took out all the dinosaurs, and PETA's not coming after this movie, so it's good. But yeah, no, Bryan Cranston was great as Zordon. He gave us
Top-notch performance.
Zordon in the show is sort of just like, he's more than anything, he's just an exposition character.
He's trash.
But in this one, he actually
garbage.
no,
he's good in this one, and this is good. He was real
No,
good in this. I enjoyed it.
He's good in both,
In the show,
but this
it's
one
real
he
bad.
actually has character to him and stuff.
What'd you think
Although
of
I
the
kind-
introduction of all the characters? Did you like it?
So
Run through the
it was.
characters.
I mean,
What do you think of Jason?
Jason was actually awesome.
He was a real cool guy.
Jason was great. He nailed being a team leader in this
Yeah, he
movie.
did.
I was very, very happy with Jason, because that would, if there was anybody I was gonna dislike, it was gonna be him, because sometimes the Power Rangers shows have problems like leaning too much on their leaders, and he does get a bit more screen time obviously than the other ones, but it's
the
worth
leader.
it.
Come on.
I think it's worth it the way that they handled it.
What do you think of Billy?
Billy was great. He was my favorite character because he
He
was
was
so
really
funny. But he was also, he not only was he like funny, but he was also like the heart and soul of that team
Yeah.
for sure.
What do you think of Trini?
So Trini had I think she had like the most emotional
Story arc?
character development. But I like, and it's not to say that the movie didn't give me enough, but I'm just interested to still learn more about her.
You want a Trini solo movie?
Well, no.
That's the next five Power Ranger
just a bit
movies.
more. Just in the next
They're making
movie, give
5
us a bit
sequels.
more character exposition. I know, and I don't.
They said they planned a 6-movie story arc when they made this one.
They shouldn't have done that.
I think it's gonna be real good.
Yeah, I hope.
What do you think of Kim?
So like I said, I like them all. But she was the one that I think I connected to the least out of all of them.
Yeah.
And I don't know if it was just like cuz like her, like all in this movie, like all of these characters do something like bad, but obviously
You threw up air quotes there. Just so they
yeah,
know.
well, yeah.
This is not a visual medium.
Like quote they all do they've all done something quote unquote bad, but like it's a huge range of bad. But she does something that's like pretty shitty.
Yeah, like
and
she could have gone to jail.
and I just like I don't know if she I don't know if she really like repented for that mistake and I don't know.
Yeah.
It's like I just don't know if
She didn't really
I
get
don't know if she was
any
ever
resolution.
redeemed for it. I don't know if she was ever redeemed like Jason or
She did a bad thing to a person. The person didn't forgive her, and then
and then she
you get
kind of
nothing
just
else.
like and then just like bad stuff kept happening to that girl throughout the rest of the movie, and she just laughs at him the whole time.
Yeah.
So
Wow, what a jerk.
It was
She's
like,
the worst.
So
But then Jason tells her it's okay.
I think
so.
she was fine, and I think I think the thing that did really get me though with that was I didn't like how she did the skip me thing, which so this is kind of spoilers but not really.
When they're all getting to know each other.
But yeah, they got a Breakfast Club vibe going on at this campfire, and they're all just telling each other about themselves, and yeah, Kimberly does the skip me part, and I was like, no, man, you should. Not only should you not only should you talk about your problem like everybody else did, but also, I think the rest of them should have egged her on and got her to tell it.
They didn't care about her at all.
Like they just
oh, okay, yeah, we'll skip you.
they just let it happen. They just like let it happen. So yeah, I don't know. Her character was the hardest for me to be able to like connect with and really care about. Although I still like cared about them all. I thought they were all still good, but I think she was the hardest to connect to.
What about Zach?
Zach is another one I would like to get more of.
Yeah.
But
he's an interesting guy.
Yeah, he was a difficult guy to really like put your finger on. He was like,
he was very quick.
What do you mean?
That was a joke. So you couldn't put your finger on him. He's too quick, man.
Okay. Yeah, that one went over my head. Yeah, I don't know. He was just like kind of weird, but he also had a lot of heart to him, and being part of a single parent home, I was able to connect with him a lot with that. But yeah, he was another guy I think I would like to get to know a little bit more about as well. Like, I think they obviously started the movie, and there were more scenes with Jason, Billy, and Kim because they all are together at school, whereas the other two
just kind of around.
Yeah. They show up. They
so
show
they're
up when
better
it's
people
when it's
than
other
them because
time.
they didn't have detention.
I mean, I guess. Although, if they would show up to school, I'm sure they would get detention because they haven't been showing up to school. But yeah, no, I think all the characters, for the most part, they were all done really well. And I think the cool thing about that this movie was able to do that the show or even the other movies that they made back in the 90s were never able to do was to actually focus on the characters and give them some development and let us get to know who these characters really are, like even before they become Power Rangers or anything.
All I know about Jason from the old stuff is he taught karate. That's it.
Yeah, because you only saw that one episode that we watched earlier.
I don't know anything else.
Well, that's kind of all they did. Like in the show,
they do karate and fight putties.
In the show, they were just like the good kids of the school, and they I told you, they do a lot of community service and stuff like that.
They flipped it. Jason doesn't do any community service in this one.
This was the difference in this movie was they were all like they were not the best kids, but they came together to be the best shot that Earth's got, essentially.
The opening part where so when Jason's first going to detention,
yeah,
that felt like the most Breakfast Club moment for me. I was like, he's Emilio
Oh, that was
Estevez.
that was for sure. Like the
He's the star athlete.
I mean,
his dad's disappointed still. He can't do anything right.
I don't know. So I understand where you're coming from. I would still give it to the campfire scene because for me that's the most notable scene in Breakfast Club is when they're sitting together and actually going through like why everybody ended up in detention and like and just really getting to know each other before the awesome dance montage.
No dance montage in this though.
Not a montage, but we got some hints of dancing. we got some moves, man. It was great.
How do you want to move on? Do you want to cap this review and talk about some Ivanus? You want to cap the review, go into spoilers, then talk about Ivanus? I want to talk about Ivanus. He's not in this movie, but man, I wish he was. Ivanus is the best.
Was that to say that you didn't like Rita in this movie?
No, I liked Rita a lot because Elizabeth Banks was just like she was doing an Ivanus kind of thing, just being really out there with it.
Yeah,
just going full, just really hamming it up, you know.
So I have to
all
say,
over the place.
When as I was watching this, like the first few scenes of Rita, I was not a fan of, because she was just like she just came off as like super psychotic, and I was like, what are they going for right now? I was just really confused with what they were doing with Rita at the beginning, but
it gets real good.
Yeah, I was like, once she gets better, and if we end up going into spoilers, we can talk about that more. But she gets better than how she's portrayed in her first couple scenes. But yeah, but all in all, she did a great job, and again they let her. They not only gave her they didn't give her as much like character. I feel like there's something there as far as like what happened between her and Zordon in the beginning, and I'd like to know more about that.
Let's get a Power Rangers prequel movie.
So what I think would be cool is if like every opening scene was just flashback stuff. And it would almost be like a mini series of like 5 minute, like a 5-minute mini series throughout these movies.
Told Memento
in each
style.
beginning, yeah.
It's
just going backwards. Yeah.
Oh man, that'd be cool.
Yeah.
That'd be really cool. I want to know where Zordon came from.
Yeah, man. Maybe we get to see Eltar or something like that.
Maybe they're from Earth.
No, they're not from Earth. You see what they look. You see what they look like.
Yeah, but they might have been on Earth. You don't know, because they were on Earth in the beginning. How'd they get there?
They followed Rita because she went to go destroy the Zeo crystal.
Oh yeah, I guess. No, she didn't want to destroy it. She wanted to take it. She wants to use it to destroy everything else. The Zeo crystal is a power source, or something.
Well, no, because then why go specific? I mean,
no, she wants the Zeo crystal so she can destroy other things and make other things, right?
Well, she could have the power to create or destroy planets. Yeah.
What's the Zeo crystal do?
I guess it's not. Well, I mean, according to this movie, that's what it is. It is. I guess it's the source of. It's the source of life on Earth, and it has the power to create and destroy planets. Is what they tell us in the movie. And yeah, I guess we don't. I guess we don't really. I just thought she wanted to destroy Earth, but I don't. And also, but I don't know. I mean, I guess taking the crystal would still.
Destroy her.
Yeah. So regardless of whether she just takes the crystal or destroys it, she wants the crystal to do bad, horrible things in the universe. And that's why the Power Rangers have to stop her. What'd you
How
think
many? What?
Huh?
No, you go.
All right. What'd you think about the Megazord? You like the Megazord, right?
I like the Megazord in this.
Yeah.
The Megazord was real cool. You didn't like it. I liked the
So
Megazord.
so I actually thought it was better than I was gonna. Than I gave it credit for off of the trailers. Because once I saw it in the theater, I was no, that Megazord's great.
Megazord T-shirt.
Yeah,
Exclusive from Loot Crate.
But yeah, when I saw it in the theater and I saw the way that a part of it was the way that they controlled it, how everybody actually was operating a piece of the Megazord, which is never really been it's never been a thing.
Yeah, and the
And
show
the
is
shows
always
or the
something weird.
movies.
They're all in like one big room.
Yeah.
And one of them, they're all in like a room just standing next to each other with like an orb in front of them. Which one's that? I remember that.
I think that's the Thunder Zord.
Oh, and it's weird. It's like they're all linked.
Yeah.
It's like
I mean,
Pacific Rim.
Nowadays, all they do is they all stand. Like none of them sit anymore.
Yeah.
It's been like, but anyway. But yeah, I mean, it still could have been. I mean, it still could have been aesthetically better, but it.
You just wanted more vibrant colors on it, didn't you? You wanted to see it be different.
Partly,
pieces.
and yeah, I wanted to see where all the pieces were coming from, and it was hard to tell because it was just like super humanoid, and it was just like if it wasn't like a colored part of a Zord, it was just gray, and there's just so much gray. I didn't know. I want to be able to see like how the Zord is forming together, and it not being able to see that kind of takes away the idea of it forming together to become a Megazord. Putting 5 pieces into one great piece, it kind of takes some of the essence out of that if you can't actually see how it's being formed.
I guess. I don't know.
Yeah.
I thought it looked cool. It's a big old robot.
No, I mean it was fine. I just think it could
big
have
old
been better.
robots.
I do hope in the next movie though that the Megazord combat can be a little faster.
Yeah, it's a little clunky.
I mean, because it's
they were learning.
It's big. Well, yeah, that's true.
It fell down.
I did say I wasn't gonna give it too much slack for this movie, but also I know that's sort of a trait when you do like big CGI monster fights, a la Pacific Rim.
Well, have you seen Kong?
No,
Those fights are quick.
No, Kong.
He's running around. He's a big old monkey.
I mean, I've seen trailers to know enough that's fine. As was Godzilla. Godzilla did it cool too. But robots specifically is usually weird, where they for some reason it doesn't go well. Like Pacific Rim just like
Transformers.
It had slow.
Transformers, I can never tell what's going on.
Transformers isn't.
It's just too many
Transformers
close-ups.
isn't too bad.
It's so bad.
Not the combat.
Transformers, everything about it's garbage.
Not everything.
I love number 4 though. I mean, it's
No,
the worst, but I love
Mark
it.
Wahlberg.
It's so good. He opens the beer on the guy's car. He tells him to get out of here.
That movie's terrible though.
Honey, bring me my space gun.
Nah, because Mark Wahlberg's just getting shit talked the whole time by his daughter's way too old boyfriend.
That guy's so weird in that movie. It's so creepy. Why not just make Mark Wahlberg's
And he's talking
daughter
trash to Mark
not
Wahlberg.
underage? God, Michael Bay is gross. He's the worst.
How do you feel that your hero's just getting owned by this race car driver?
Look, he shoots a lot of big old robots. He's like, what? No. He throws a football and saves the day. He's the greatest. Love Mark Wahlberg. He's my favorite guy.
Back to Power Rangers. You liked Alpha, right?
Yeah, I like Alpha.
Yeah.
I like him better in the old stuff, I think. Just because he's very clunky in the old stuff. He's always like they told a joke and he's short circuited.
Yeah.
I like that. I like that Alpha. Alpha in this was he had a sense of humor.
Yeah, I mean it
was good. It worked.
They were very different alphas, so it's kind of hard to compare them. But yeah, I like this alpha a lot. I liked the comedy was really good in this movie. That was like that was one of the things out of everything that surprised me about the movie. Was not only like how good the comedy was, but also like how far they went with the comedy.
Yeah.
I mean,
because usually the Rangers themselves are not funny at all. They're garbage.
Well, yeah, they usually it's usually
like
just
every
like
one-liner in the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers the movie from 95. The only good one-liners are from Ivan Ooze.
Yeah, because
the Power Rangers they suck. They suck so much. What a shit movie. New one's good though.
Yeah, I don't know. It was something about this new movie, man. Like I was thinking about it today. I was like, the writers and the directors, like they just had like some balls to go about this movie the way that they did. Like they really just went for their vision, and it worked. And it worked out. It worked out great.
I don't know who directed it.
Dean Israelite. He did Project Almanac, which was apparently is not as good. Is not that good.
You know what? Project Almanac was supposed to come out like 3 years before it came out, titled something different. It was something about tomorrow, something, and then it was like scrapped, and then it was like being re-released as something else, and it was going to be an MTV thing, and like it was cut down into episodes, and they didn't. Then I saw one promo and they stopped, and it was called something else, and they were like, "Now it's called Project Almanac," and I was like, "This movie came out 3 years ago. What are you doing?" I refused to see it because I was so confused by the marketing. It's garbage. I'm trying to think of what it was originally called. Tomorrow's something, right? Who cares? It's garbage.
I don't know.
Get it out of here.
Yeah. Anyways,
this is a big step up for him.
Yeah, yeah. Anyways, he did this.
He
movie,
finally did a good one.
He did a great job.
What was your favorite part?
Oh my gosh, I mean, we're gonna have to
go into spoiler
territory then, because my favorite part that I went nuts at like all 3 times I saw it. I couldn't help it. It was just so good. Well, jeez, I mean, there's so many good moments, but I'll just go with one, and that was they first all get into all their Zords, and they get the full all 5 Zords on one frame, and they're just running through the quarry, and it plays the theme song, not the original theme song from the show, but the rendition that they did from the original movie. And I mean the first time I saw you were sitting next to me, and I lost it. Because I didn't.
I thought you were gonna scream.
So part of it was my coworker said something about like someone did a different rendition of the themes. Like, how would I feel about someone doing a new rendition of the theme song? And so I thought that it was just going to be some random like band or whatever that just redid the theme song for the movie, and I was like, I guess I'm not surprised if they did that. So then to hear that a classic version, the one of the 2 classic versions of the theme song, I was like, man, great. Like oh my god, just all the nods that they had to the original series. I was all in for. What was your favorite part of the movie?
I think my favorite part was the opening thing where he was stealing the cow. Just when they were driving away in the pickup, and the camera kept like spinning around to show behind them as they looked back, and then
And the
spin
cow
forward.
was-
And it was so good.
Yeah.
Just the
Yeah, that
way
was, like,
the camera work in this
It's
was
an
like,
incredibly
the
shot
cinematography was
scene, really.
dope.
Yeah.
Like I think I love this movie.
I
movie is so good.
agree. I
I had a
mean,
really good time watching it.
do we? I don't know if I did. I think I went over all my criticisms except for one because there's a glaring one that I didn't mention yet.
Get in there, hit it. What's up?
Man, they really didn't do my boy Goldar any justice.
Yeah,
And so, like, you see it in the context of the movie, and you get what they were going for. But if you're a fan of the show, man, it's something that you really can't get over. Because I was really a big fan of Goldar, more so in the beginning of the series than towards the end when they made him pretty silly, like for most of the series. But in the beginning, he was actually He's a really dope, like, side minion.
see,
like,
I didn't
henchman.
remember Godar at all before, like we watched the stuff today,
Yeah,
so I had no problem with it. And like after seeing it, I was like, man, he was so cool.
yeah.
But
Like,
maybe he'll be back. Maybe she'll only get a little bit of gold, and she'll make one, and it'll be like kind of dumb because it's not full, and it's got a monkey face for some reason.
I mean, the worst part about it is there's an episode where it's at Rita's palace, and it's Jason versus Goldar, and Jason has to fight Goldar to save the green candle because Tommy's losing his Green Ranger powers. And they just
Good,
have this
get him out of here.
one-on-one
Get him that new
fight,
suit.
and they can't do that without they can't do it without Goldar, without the original Goldar, and that would have been such a dope scene in
Well,
a
they'll
movie.
get Goldar back. What do you think of that? Because I think she's still got her gold staff, doesn't she?
So that's the thing though. When she got slapped into
smacked out.
yeah, well, we're in spoilers, major spoilers at this moment.
She
When
gets
she
smacked
gets
into
slapped,
space.
yeah, when she gets slapped into space, she's not holding the staff.
Oh,
So
true. She's got to
it's,
try and find
it's
gold
still
on the moon.
Earth.
Think there's gold on the moon?
I mean, maybe. I guess.
Why not?
I guess there's no reason there couldn't be, but
As far as we know currently, there might be gold on the moon. Maybe a lot. Who knows? There's some planet where it rains diamonds, right?
is there? I don't know.
Yeah, one of them. Jupiter, maybe? I don't know.
Jeez, that'd be
It rains diamonds.
terrible.
Yeah, that would kill everybody.
I mean, they just have every kind of storm imaginable on Jupiter. Then, but they have there's like a never-ending thunder. The big eye that is like just a never-ending thunderstorm.
What a terrible, godforsaken planet. I'm glad I don't live
Yeah,
there.
well, I'm glad that nothing lives on.
You know what? Get
lives
Jupiter
there,
out of here.
according
It's
to-
garbage. I'm done with it. No more Jupiter.
Well, it is the biggest planet.
I'm the biggest planet now.
But so, and yeah, I didn't necessarily have too many other criticisms for the movie. Yeah, I mean,
How many putty grunt kicks would you give it? You want to give it a putty grunt kick or a big old Megazord
groin
slap?
kicks, that's- I think I'll probably go with the slaps just because that's a much more notable joke in the movie.
Yeah. How many weird slaps?
Weird. Yes, yeah, that's great.
But we're going out of 5 because it's Power Rangers.
Okay.
No, you have to
Oh,
go.
no.
You have to list colors. You have 5 colors to pick from.
Man,
You can pick one color for this movie. Which one
Look.
is it? And why?
one color.
You gotta pick one of the colors.
I'm going with red
Oh.
because this movie was well done enough that it is going to be able to lead the charge for this franchise to continue, and I'm very excited for it.
I was gonna give it a red too for the same reason. I was like, this is taking the lead.
Yeah.
It's good stuff.
And so, I do want to mention, before we move on, I want to mention that the one thing, though, that does scare me was that this movie was so much better than we expected that I'm very
now
afraid.
We're too hyped up for the next one.
Yeah, if they can actually hold up. Because, I mean, this movie benefits from the fact that it's a total reboot, so they are able to take time and reintroduce the characters and everything. And so it's like, what are they gonna be like? How are they gonna be able to fill that time? Like, if it's gonna be more action, like, that's totally fine. Because that's another criticism I had was I wish they would have had a bit more action. There was a moment in the movie where I felt like, man, is this gonna like be Fantastic Four, where it's just gonna be all the cool action at the end?
Man, Fantastic Four is so bad.
And it kind of was, but it wasn't a bad movie like Fantastic Four, so it was okay. But yeah, but I mean, I think obviously we'll get a bit more spread out action.
I think we should do a commentary on Fantastic Four.
Jeez.
Let's start doing movie commentaries.
All right.
They'll be good. I'll put them up on the Bandcamp page. We have one of those, I think.
A what?
Bandcamp.
Okay.
So you donate a
we
buck
should just
or something,
do
or
that.
You can download them.
We should
whatever.
just do that when we watch movies from now on. Then.
I'll just take my mics, plug them in.
Yeah. We definitely should have done it for Mighty Morphin because we had a fun time watching the original movie. Now let's go ahead and get into that.
The movie's so bad.
So
opening shot, the opening of the movie. It's a text scroll.
Yeah.
And a narration. Pick one. I know how to read.
Which is
Who's that for? Why are you reading to me?
Look, no, see?
Oh, because the kids.
Could be, no.
Oh.
Well, that, yeah.
Some kids can't read.
I mean, look, if you... Well, yeah, that's true. But it's like... Also, but, like, so part of the thing against that theory, though, is, like, if you can't, like, read it, you probably are not going to understand if someone's just telling you it. But also...
Which is why it doesn't matter.
Look, man...
Get the story out of here. It's garbage anyway. 6,000 years ago, Ivan Ooze ruled the earth? No way. Show me the hieroglyphs.
Look, bro. There's blind people in this world, man. If Matt Murdock wants to go watch this movie, he needs to know what the backstory is. But that's also if Matt Murdock was a real
shit
character.
About Power Rangers. He's trying to clean up Hell's
Matt Murdock
Kitchen.
is technically a Power Ranger. A solo Power Ranger. Are you kidding me?
He's not
Have
a
you not
Power
seen
Ranger.
a suit? First of all, a suit kind of looks like the Flash's suit. To go completely off topic.
It really does look like the Flash's costume.
Like...
But I'm telling you, the Power Rangers have superpowers.
I don't think... No, they don't have superpowers.
See, you say they don't, but then Tommy jumps off a building and kicks a guy in the chest 15 times before he hits the ground.
Look, I don't...
The fuck is that?
That's
a superpower. He's kind of flying.
I mean, look, if you think that Iron Man has superpowers, then sure.
Okay, look. I'm saying Jason wasn't the best at karate until he got his Power Ranger stuff. Then he was the best at karate.
No, he was the best at karate. He just couldn't handle the putties, which is weird because they can handle putties late. Like as the season progresses, they can handle the putties.
Because like, oh, we're Power Rangers.
Well,
powers.
Well, it's that
Zordon says in that first episode.
No, because
the powers. Is that what Zordon sounds like? I don't know.
Sorta. He's kind of just. It's kind of just like an echoey
Power
voice.
Rangers. The mouth doesn't move. It's weird.
No, the mouth does move.
It's blurred over. It moves, but they put a
it's
blur
really
on it. It's such a bad show.
It's not a bad show.
It moved in the movie. The 1995 classic.
No, it moved in both. It's just the Zordon CGI was better. in the.
The rest of the CGI was real bad.
Well, that's actually like the only CGI though, outside of just like laser blasts and stuff.
And
it's just
bug
Zordon is the
monsters.
only CGI.
And I said Transformer.
No, that's all practical.
What?
In the show, it's
in the
all
show,
practical.
yeah, in the show, I was cool with it. But in the frickin' that movie, that Megazord looked like shit. It made me uncomfortable to see.
I mean,
I wanted to turn it off.
The
as soon as I saw
CGI
the
is not
Megazord.
great, yeah, but the Zord does not. It's not that bad. But also, it does look better in the show.
They should have done claymation. Or guys in suits. King Kong
I would love
was
for them to do
claymation.
guys in suits.
I mean, not now. Actually, yeah, maybe.
Look, honestly, if it's to get like, because we watched that first episode of Mighty Morphin,
Yeah.
and we both like the Megazord
that
action
Megazord.
because it was practical and it's just is people actually moving around. So like honestly, if that's what it's gonna take to get sweet action, I'd rather have that. Like I don't need the super CGI. Super CGI monsters
Such a bad movie. Ivan is disgusting. It's so gross. Everything he makes is gross. It's not a kids movie. Oh man.
Why is it not a kids movie?
It was
Have
gross.
you've never played with like Silly Putty or anything as a kid?
No, I mean like the monsters he makes. They're gross looking, man.
That's the point. He's Ivan Ooze.
Like those things look
supposed to be
terrifying. It's so gross.
I
They look
don't
like
think the Tengu Warriors don't look too bad, but
they're not too bad. But the ooze monsters he makes in the beginning, those things freaked me out. I mean, yeah, I've been drinking since like 9 o'clock last night, and I haven't stopped.
But you took a nap. You should have been fine.
Yeah, but I haven't had any water. I'm dehydrated and I'm kind of drunk.
But you're
I just had
why
2
are you
beers.
drinking right now then? You're dehydrated. Why would you?
Right? I'm sweating too.
You've been sweating all day. Everything's just.
I'm dehydrated and I'm drunk. Those monsters freaked me out.
Could you imagine if you were high watching that movie?
I really want to be. Oh man, that'd be scary. Oh man, I just planned my next trip to OU.
Watching the original Mighty Morphin movie.
I don't condone drug use. Get it
Oh,
outta
you
here.
know what the interesting thing is? That the Turbo movie is practical.
Really?
They do the
'Cause they saw
practical
their
Zord in that
mistakes.
movie.
They saw that Ivan Ooze looked like a mess when he was a giant. It was real gross. I couldn't understand what his face was doing. It made me uncomfortable. I wanted to stop.
The
I wanted to
greatest
quit.
CGI when he took over his last ectomorphicon
When he was
just
just into a big
like
purple streak. I'm like, what is this? I don't want to be around that. Get it out of here.
it's
So gross. I love Ivan Ooze though.
But yeah,
That guy
I mean,
was great.
he's the best thing about the movie.
Yeah.
Like
All of his one-liners were good, except for when he said he was gonna turn Goldar
except for
into
when you
chicken
missed
wings.
the best one when he destroyed
I
his
went to get
Tengu
the
Warriors.
pizza. And he made a quack thing. I forget what it was.
Oh yeah. No, I mean his entire intro when the Rangers first come upon him is like this that's the best dialogue in the entire movie.
He's playing villains is the best thing.
Yeah.
Like out of every play I did, the most fun I had was probably when I did I don't think you saw it. I was in Charlie's Aunt.
Yeah.
And I was
didn't even
the
know you
bad
did
guy.
that.
I was Spetague, and I just played him real creepy and like evil, and it was so much fun.
Yeah, dude.
It was the most fun I had.
I would much rather play a villain than a hero.
It's good stuff.
I mean, I just like villains and stories more than heroes. Cause I think villains can make or break your story.
Yeah, if the villain's no good, get him out of here.
Yeah.
It's garbage. trying to think of an example of
Except for certain
bad
instances,
villain.
even this Power Rangers movie, like, Rita wasn't she was good, but
Really picked
but
up
I
towards
think
the
but
end.
I think the movie is much more held up by the Rangers actually versus
Yeah.
versus the villain. Whereas like you look at a movie like Thor, the movie's held up by
Or Mighty Morphin Power Rangers the movie.
Yeah, well, yeah,
If that guy didn't play Ivan Ooze, that movie would be unbearable. It's so bad.
Yeah, that guy. Yeah, he just brought a really cool personality to just Power Rangers as a whole that really like has not been captured. That really has. I don't think it's really been captured like ever since then.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of who the villain was in Power Rangers SPD. I like that one. He was like a cyborg guy.
He was a weird thing.
He had like a weird metal face thing. He was cool. He was cool.
I don't think he was that good. I don't remember him being that great.
I don't know. I like that show. Their captain
was
a dog.
That was a good.
That was a
good season. I liked that season.
SPD was dope.
It's a good season.
And the guy who played the Red Ranger in that, all he's done now is like.
He's in that show
horror
Graceland.
Oh, is he?
Yeah. I don't know if he's still in. I don't know if that show's still on.
About murders. Like 2 different shows about serial killers. He was like one of the suspects / victims.
Mm-hmm.
In both of them, though. He was suspected of it in both, and was a victim in both. He played the same character essentially in both shows.
So he gets typecast now?
Yeah, he's typecast as the guy who's like pretending to be a good guy, but maybe he's not that good. But he's not as bad as you thought.
So
now he's dead.
So he's an anti-hero that dies?
Essentially. Watch The Killing and watch Slasher.
Oh, is he in The Killing?
Yeah. With good old Joel Kinnaman.
Oh, is he in that too?
Yeah. He's one of the main characters.
Good old Rick Flag.
I hate Suicide Squad.
But yeah, man, Ivanhoe's great.
If you had to give a color to Mighty Morphin Power Rangers the movie, what's it gonna be? Yeah, 6 colors to choose from now.
Yeah.
7 colors.
I mean,
let's throw
look,
purple in there.
I think the cool... So the interesting contrast about this movie is, unlike the new Power Rangers movie...
This one was shit.
This one, no. This one, like, there is, like, no...
No redeeming qualities?
No.
No good acting.
There is
Ivan Ooze.
Is Ivan Ooze not a redeeming quality?
Oh, you're right. You're right. He's real good.
It's like they were able to benefit from the fact that this movie was coming off of a series that had been airing for 1 or 2 years by now. So they didn't necessarily had to introduce characters, but they still should have gave them like some sort of character arc or development.
Had nothing.
And yeah, they didn't. So they didn't have that, but what they did have was a lot of action.
And
unlike the new movie.
They were in there.
Yeah, and you know what?
Why were they hanging out with them?
I really don't know why they didn't have a Bulk and Skull in the new movie either.
Probably because they realized Bulk and Skull were stupid.
No.
Get them out of here.
No, they're classic.
The garbage.
They're not. They became police officers.
Yeah, like
they're
shit
stand-up
police
citizens of the law after they graduated high school, if they ever graduated high school.
I doubt Bulk made it through high school.
Yeah, I don't know.
He was real dumb. He wore a jean vest.
They actually do like I think they do actually graduate like in sometime in Turbo, but I don't know if it's
Season
from
7.
I don't know if it's from high school or college though, but they graduate from something.
Jeez. When they were in their mid-30s.
But yeah, so what? So yeah, I give it props for really having a ton of action, and also I think they did a lot of their own stunts as well.
But the action was pretty bad.
No, it wasn't.
It was confusing.
No, it wasn't. It wasn't.
When they fought those stone monsters?
You just didn't like them doing handsprings for no reason.
Billy did 6 backflips and a spin to ask Kimberly if she was okay. He just fucking cartwheels, then does a spin. He's like, "You okay? Get the fuck out of here, Billy!" He was supposed to be the worst at
Can
karate.
he not? Can he not? What? No.
You know how quick it would have been if he ran over there and said, "You okay? Okay, cool, let's go."
Didn't he do
Let's
that?
go
He was
fight.
in a suit though, right?
He had like 6 backflips. Why? Then they all
No, but I'm
grouped
saying
up.
it-
Tommy
he's
hops
not
off
the
a building and he does like 17 flips in midair.
That was the best.
That's so
like,
bad.
He,
Fucking spinning tornado kick.
like
He turned into a drill.
The height between where he jumped, because he didn't.
I'm telling you, it's impossible. I'm telling you right now, it was impossible.
Yeah, it was great. It was hilarious.
It was so bad.
But if we're gonna talk about the Ivan Ooze one-liners, though, like what about the Power Rangers one-liners?
Oh, they were real bad.
Like you ooze, you lose, man. That was great. Billy,
Talk about a
Billy,
splitting headache. Shut
Billy-
the fuck up, Billy. Get out of here.
10 out of 10, man.
Worst Power Ranger, Billy Cranston.
No.
I hate him. He's no good.
No, you don't. No, you hated the Black Ranger,
I hated him too. Get Adam out of here. Fuck off.
who you
Frog.
thought was Zach for whatever reason.
I've been drinking a lot. With my breakfast today, I finished a drink from earlier.
Jeez.
It's good stuff. I played a lot of golf with friends. We accidentally set the round time limit to 30 seconds. Some of those holes were impossible.
Jeez.
But Billy's shit. I want him
No, he's
gone.
not. Billy's great, and he was actually the only Ranger that was through the entire Mighty Morphin.
He ordered
from
the
episode
spinach
1
juice.
to the last episode.
They were at a milkshake
Can he
shop.
not get a healthy drink, dude?
At a milkshake
Maybe
shop?
he's on a diet.
What a fucking nerd.
Whatever, man.
Sometimes I go on diets, I'll still get a milkshake.
He makes a flying car like 3 episodes later.
What? Get him out of here.
Billy's the best. And then he sticks around in Zeo, but he has no powers.
Get him out of
They
here.
were gonna
What's he doing?
because they had the Gold Ranger, but then they were gonna replace the Gold Ranger, and so they were gonna do it with Billy, and then it didn't work out for whatever reason. So then they brought
realized
Jason
Billy's
back.
no good. Yeah, then they got Jason.
Yeah,
Like, Jason, you're good at
Jason
karate,
came
right? He's
back
like, I'm
in
the best at
Zeo.
karate. I taught everybody else karate. I'm like, all right, good karate, guy.
So he came back and was the 6th Ranger, but still Tommy was the leader.
Yeah. I don't get.
Because
You
Tommy's
can't give the
best,
leadership to a guy with a ponytail. Get him out of here.
though.
Come
Kidding
on.
me? Tommy's the best. He's literally the best Ranger ever.
I don't know.
I do know.
Who was that one guy? We were surprised the dude did his voice.
What?
The one guy, the mega guy. What's that guy?
Who?
No, the guy who did the voice of Goldar, who I was very upset about.
Oh,
Because there was a lot of mystery
Flanagan
behind him.
or Kerrigan?
It's the same guy! Look!
Magna Defender, yeah.
In some
Well, no,
episodes,
he is my favorite.
the
Ranger.
voice of Goldar is listed as Kerrigan Mahan. And then it says next to it as Ryan O'Flanagan. But Ryan O'Flanagan doesn't exist. Ryan O'Flanagan is the name of an actor.
Does exist as Kerrigan Mahan.
I went all the way through his filmography. All the way back to the 60s. That's how long this guy's been
the
working.
dude's 62.
Yeah. He's been doing stuff since the 60s. And when his first thing, he for some reason he was Carrie Mayhem. I don't know why. That's stupid.
Dude, man, people
a
change
dumb
their
name.
names, man.
And then out of nowhere, he starts doing voice work as Ryan O'Flanagan. But Ryan O'Flanagan does. It's no one. It's not a thing.
What if he
There's
was
no
getting,
Ryan O'Flanagan?
What if he was getting blacklisted at the time, so he changed his
He
name?
was tax dodging, most likely.
All right, man. What do you want me to do with
Kerrigan
Goldar?
Mahan is garbage. Get him out of here. He doesn't pay his taxes. I don't want him.
Well, I certainly don't like the way that Kerrigan Mahan voiced Goldar.
I did.
No.
He was the voice of Goldar.
Ryan
in all of it.
O'Flanagan. No, but Ryan O'Flanagan's voice was better. I'm just
Ryan
saying.
O'Flanagan is Kerrigan Mahan.
Hey, bro, but he still
gonna pause
did a
real
better
quick and we're gonna-
voice.
Okay, it's fine. It picked up where we left off.
Okay.
But Ryan O'Flanagan doesn't exist as a voice actor.
I think I agree with you.
Kerrigan Mahan
But regardless,
has like 7 different names listed under him, and they're all Ryan O'Flanagan spelled slightly differently.
look, I'm just saying, when he was going by Ryan O'Flanagan, Goldar was cooler, and his voice was better than when he started. When he went back to
Maybe
Kerrigan
something
Mahan.
happened to him. No, cause I don't know why he's going as Ryan O'Flanagan.
Let's meet Kerrigan Mahan and ask him about it.
I don't know what he looks like. There's no picture of
He's
him.
on Instagram.
Is he?
Yeah.
You found him on Instagram? He's in his 60s. What's he doing on Instagram? Get him out of here.
They're all like on Instagram. I
Show me
follow a
Kerrigan.
ton of old Power Rangers on Instagram.
What a nerd.
Well,
You're on Facebook.
I am a super fan. I know. Well, I had a notification.
No, get him out of here. I don't want him.
So yeah. What color are you giving?
Oh,
What color are you giving the old
I
movie?
almost forgot about that. I'm gonna go white because it's so fucking bland. It's garbage. Get it out of here. Tommy shouldn't have been the leader. Get him out of here. Where's Jason? Who's Rocky? Get him out of here. It's a bad movie.
I already told you what happened to Jason.
Jason should have come back for the movie.
Oh man, I don't know if he's actually on here.
Did you just search for Kerrigan Mahan?
I might.
Search for Ryan O'Flanagan, see what happens. It's
might,
a guy who did a few episodes of New Girl.
I know. I saw him. Yeah. What is O? Or is there even...
There's 7 different spellings for Flanagan. You're gonna have to guess. The guy's crazy, most likely. Then he was Carrie Mayhem. Then he was Carrie Mahan. And then he was.
This is the guy from New Girl. That's the.
So that's Ryan O'Flanagan.
That's the new age Ryan O'Flanagan.
Maybe the reason he doesn't have a picture on his IMDb page is because he's been young forever. And he's the same Ryan O'Flanagan. I think Kerrigan Mahan is a vampire.
Could be.
And I think he got turned sometime after the mid-'80s, because that's when he stopped doing a lot of like acting and just started doing voice acting. He was in the studio. He probably scheduled it for nighttime too. Let's find Kerrigan Mahan. Throw some garlic at him, see what happens.
What?
Guarantee he's a vampire.
Oh.
You can't find him, can you?
Got this.
Well, in the meantime, what color?
That's just there he is.
Yeah, it's a vampire. Look at him. Come on.
I guess. Yeah, I really would like to know why he would change his name though.
The only trivia for him on IMDb is that his dad's name is Bill Mahan. That's it. But what color do you give him Mighty Morphin Power Rangers the movie? You gonna give it red again because this one had a different Red Ranger and he was garbage? Get him out of here. This movie sucked. Get it out of here.
No, because
Who's Rocky? Get him out of here.
I don't hate any of those characters.
I hate them all. They were all real bad in this, especially Billy and Adam. A frog.
Jeez, I don't know. It's so hard because
Where'd Zach go?
I gotta try to figure out the analogy that I want to put with the color.
Did you like the
Because
movie?
I don't want to use yours. Yeah, well, yeah. As a fan, I liked it, but I mean, I understand it's not that good.
It's real bad.
As just a movie.
Why is Ivan Ooze able to identify the smell of teenagers like 10 hours after they rollerbladed past him? It's weird.
I mean,
he sniffs the air.
Yeah.
Teenager. What a gross guy.
I'll go ahead and give it the color black just because.
Adam was garbage in this movie?
No,
get it out of here.
Adam
garbage.
Was disappointed about being a frog, and
I was disappointed in the movie.
Yeah, I was just.
It felt like a frog.
Disappointed.
Served no purpose.
Disappointed in everything that was not action.
Good. Ivan Ooze's great movie was garbage.
Actually, no. Man. I want to say I give it the color purple because of how great Ivan Ooze was. Because he's the only reason why I'll even turn the movie on to watch it, is just to hear him say something.
Yeah,
especially if it's in the beginning.
Wanted to watch it today.
But yeah, I mean, well, so I mean, what I told you while we were watching it, like they just made this, and it was like it was just an extended episode, like it was just a 2-hour special versus like an actual movie.
Shouldn't have been released in theaters.
Yeah, probably not. Because I mean, it
was just an attempt to cash in on a TV show.
A lot of the same. They kind of just do the same thing, because this movie is not canon to the show. They get their ninja powers in this movie, but they also
there's a 4-episode arc where they get their ninja powers,
and it's they're kind of doing the same things where they like go on an adventure. Like the Thunder Zords get destroyed, and they have to go on an adventure to get the ninja powers. It's kind of the same thing, except they find Ninjor, and there's like I think it's like a vampire villain.
Oh, dope!
Instead of Ivan Ooze, but
vampires are cool.
Yeah,
like Kerrigan Mahan. What a cool guy and potential vampire he is.
Man, but as a fan, I still got love for it though. It was still a cool movie growing up. I certainly loved the Zord growing up. Obviously now I can see that the CGI is
so bad.
Yeah, not the greatest. It's not
90s CGI.
It's not Jurassic Park. Well, no. I mean Jurassic Park was.
The only CGI in Jurassic Park really was the T-Rex.
Exactly, but that was fine.
Yeah, it was fine.
Yeah,
but most of it was puppets, and that's what's real good about it.
Mm-hmm.
They should have used costumes.
Yeah, they should have done
practical effects.
Not necessarily. I don't really know why they didn't do practical. They were just like, well, we got this budget. Let's use it.
No, it was cheaper than to do the CGI. That's why it looks so bad. I'm guessing. If they spent a lot of money on the CGI, it would have looked good.
No, because the
capabilities
weren't there either.
See? Star Wars had space battles, and the Megazords flying looked like shit. They were overly shiny.
Yeah.
What was that about? Get them out of here.
Well, it certainly didn't have a budget that Star Wars did, though.
Star Wars didn't have a huge budget.
I don't think this movie had a huge budget.
Now you casting
so
those guys, man, they were bad actors. Except for Ivan Ooze. Ivan Ooze is really good.
Hey man, Fred Savage was dope in it.
Fred Savage?
The kid.
That was Fred Savage? Oh, jeez. Wow.
Yeah.
That movie's old.
And his name was Fred in the movie.
Oh, wow. How did he know them?
How do I know what?
No, I mean, how did he know them in the movie? It's weird. He just hung out.
Dude, look.
Oh, the community service stuff.
Look,
They're real good kids. They did good stuff.
There are plenty of episodes where it's just like them interacting with like random kids throughout, like a random kid throughout each episode. Like there's one episode where there's like a big sister little sister program, and there's this Kimberly and Trini are taking care of this, or like hanging out with this girl.
Is she unruly at first, and then she comes around?
Yeah, she's a prankster.
Oh man!
Yeah. But then they like capture her because she's Rita wants to use her to open some box or whatever. and so they capture the little girl, and they gotta go find her. So there's a bunch of episodes of where they just interact with random kids because they come through the juice bar and they're doing stuff.
The juice bar. You get the guy there. He serves some juice, some spinach juice.
There's an episode where there's like there's a deaf girl, and like Rita, there's some monster that takes control of all these people, but she doesn't get affected because she can't hear the music that's being played. And one of them knows sign language. One of the rangers knows sign language, so they can communicate with her.
What a bad show that was.
That's actually that's another episode where it's like Billy's doing something weird. I don't know if it's more like if he's like more bad karate, or if I think it's more bad. I think it's a dancing episode actually.
God.
And
I know Billy can't dance.
And like they're both kind of bad. They're both like bad at dancing, so they like dance at the end. Yeah, it's funny shenanigans in those episodes.
I'm getting really sleepy again.
I can tell.
I should wrap this up. I'm gonna eat some more pizza.
Yeah, we're probably yeah.
Yeah, we're over an hour and 20 minutes.
Really?
Yeah.
Why did we go so long?
I don't know.
Because I knew what I was talking about today.
Yeah. We were well prepared. It might not come across that way.
Yeah.
But we were. I derailed it. Let's talk about Justice League real quick.
Okay.
The new trailer.
I only watched the trailer once, so like
I only watched it once too.
All I remember is Flash did some lightning speed stuff, but not really. Kind of just.
I liked
kind of just ran
Batman
around. That's all he did.
All the Batman stuff in it was real good. Flash was like, "What's your superpowers again?"
Yeah,
He's
that
like,
was the best.
I'm rich. Or Aquaman was like, "You're dressed like a bat." I dig it.
Yeah. Oh, is that what he said to him?
Yeah.
I didn't know what the second part.
Gordon was like, "It's nice to see you working with others again." Like,
yeah.
You're dressed like a bat. I dig it. He's like, maybe temporary.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah. Yeah, I was about to say that was probably like the best part was seeing old J.K. Simmons, man.
That big old mustache.
That was
He's
great.
got the big old mustache.
I barely recognized him though too. Like he came up, I was like, "Whoa, did they like change out Alfred? What's going on?"
Right?
And then I was like, "Oh, that must be Commissioner Gordon." Parademons though, that's pretty cool.
Well, we saw them in Batman vs Superman. That movie.
Yeah, but now they're legit. Like they're fighting him like for real this time. Yeah. We didn't get a glimpse of the villain, which
Steppenwolf.
Look, I understand that we all hated seeing Doomsday, but like they can show us the villain this time because we know a villain's coming this time.
Do we?
Yeah, we know we know we're getting.
What if it's not Steppenwolf? What if they just straight up go Darkseid? Man, speculation.
Would you be okay with that?
I don't give a shit.
Should this be a mini-sode?
I
mean,
yeah.
it's too
Let's
late.
Stop recording right now, and they're gonna go into.
Or you can just cut it, right?
I mean, I'm gonna cut right now, and then we're gonna record a mini-sode.
Okay.
So like,